We have M. Hagreis, who is actually Margriet from the Netherlands, a 26-year-old woman, says, is it true that you'll star in Men in Black 2, and will you record a soundtrack for that film?
I don't think we're doing a soundtrack, but I did a guest appearance, like a cameo for Men in Black 2, and we were expecting to do part 3 as well, and it was a lot of fun and exciting, and it's one of my favorite films of all time. I'm a big Men in Black fan. I love it very much.
Now, I understand you're also doing The Nightmare of Edgar Allan Poe. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, that one's coming up. It's about the great, prolific American writer, Edgar Allan Poe.
Kind of a scary guy himself, too.
He's very diabolical and very dark, but he was a genius, but his own personal life is very interesting, and that's what it's about, how he was, what he had to go through to create such ingenious work. It's a great story. And by the way, make sure the fans know, all tabloids should be out. Do not believe anything you read in a tabloid. It's garbage and it's junk. We should have a tabloid burning, like a big mountain, just set it afire.
You heard it first here from Michael Jackson.
Don't waste your time with it. It's stupid.
Now we have Rapmaster J.A. Writes in, who is actually Jason from Illinois. Says, Michael, you are undoubtedly the greatest artist in the history of the world. How do you do the moonwalk? It's the coolest move I've ever seen.
Gee, it's hard to explain on the phone, but
I can't imagine how you
I love illusion dancing. It's like walking forward and backwards at the same time, but not just walking, but as if you're on a conveyor belt. And it's hard to explain. If he was in front of me, I could show him how to do it with my fingers or with my feet, but maybe he could see at the end of the Jam video where I'm trying to show Michael Jordan how to do it step by step. That's the only time I think I showed it.
Now, we have Mark DeShark who asks, how do you do that lean on the video to Smooth Criminal?
Oh, Smooth Criminal. Well, that one happened. It was in the middle of the shoot, and it wasn't. I choreographed it right at the moment. It took us an hour to execute it. It's a special effect that we kind of lean as far as we can, and we let the conveyor belts do the rest,
Now, Glenn from Toronto, Canada asks, do you feel a special spiritual energy when you're performing? Do you feel you are connected to a higher force? Because this is what you make many people feel when they see you live.
That's exactly what it is. You're connected to a higher source, and you just go with the moment, and you become one with, the spirit. And not to sound religious or anything, but it's a very spiritual, very much like religion, and it's a God-given gift, and you just go with it. And I'm honored to have been given it. And it's fun to become one with the audience. It's a oneness,
I was reminded of some of that when you were talking about, the way you would work out your moves, listening to, just listening to the music and kind of disappearing into it. It has that kind of, really mystical feel.
Thank you.
Now, Charlie sends in a question. It says, what achievement in your life are you the most proud of?
Boy, one of my biggest dreams since I was really, really little, I think around 6 or 7 years old, I used to always buy the Guinness Book of World Records.
Uh-huh.
You know what the answer is going to be. I said, I love to dance and sing. Hopefully one day I could be in this book. And I believed that it was possible. So when Thriller became the biggest selling album of all time, and it was enlisted in the Guinness Book of World Records, and there's so many other lists, they've enlisted me in there like 7 different times now. It was the happiest time of my life. I was so happy.
To what do you attribute, that level of, ambition and possibility that you felt when you were a kid? I think it's sometimes hard for people to feel, either, you weren't obviously rich as a kid or, from a kind of fancy background, but still somehow you were able to envision, a life of success. What do you attribute that to?
I attribute that to my parents who always taught us to persevere, believe in yourself, have confidence no matter what you do. Even if you're sweeping floors or painting ceilings, do it better than anybody in the world. No matter what it is that you do, be the best at it and have respect for others and be proud of yourself and to be honorable,
Absolutely. Now, you've been making records for a long time. You've been a force on the music scene for many years. What do you think are the biggest changes in music that you've seen?
Biggest changes?
Yeah, what's changed about the music industry or about, the music that's out there? What do you think is different?
Well, I don't think people thought the rap music would last as long as it has.
Mm-hmm.
And it has gone through evolutional stages. There's more melody in it now, and it's more acceptable because melody will never die. It will never die. And the rhythm, things are a little more rhythmic now because people want to dance. It's part of the human condition. It's part of our biological makeup. Our cells dance when we hear beats.
Mm-hmm.
So I notice a one-year-old child will start moving, hearing music. How do they know to move? Because it's biological. It's not just hearing of the ear. It's feeling. And playing music, the grass and the trees and the flowers, they're all influenced by music. They become more beautiful and more vibrant in how they grow. Music is a very important and powerful substance. And all the planets in the universe make music. It's called music of the spheres. They all make a different note. They make harmony. So it's harmony even in the universe as we speak.
Now we have a question from Holland. Femke from Holland writes and says, I love the special editions from Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad and Dangerous. She loves you. And asks, why will Invincible be coming out in different colors?
Because we wanted the fans to have some fun with it and collect them, and it's a limited edition, I think. And there's albums that I love, and I would buy them 5 times, even though I have the same cover. Like 5 times, because I love that album so much. So I imagine if they did a different color or just changed the cover, I would buy it 5 more times. And we just wanted the fans to have some fun with the pictures and with the colors and just to try something a little different. That's why we did it.